In the age of remote work, employers are quiet quitting on employees. Oh, stop with these headlines. I got to read the headline, but the employers are now quiet quitting on people. Okay, what does this mean? It simply means that we've got more and more employers who are now opting to hire less and less full-time employees. Why? Well, obviously the American workplace has undergone a lot of changes over the last 3 years. It's continuing to change. I think some of the biggest changes are still to come. In a survey conducted by the Atlanta Fed, the Federal Reserve of Atlanta last year, businesses said remote work had led them to stock up on part-time employees, temps, independent contractors, and outsourced positions, both at home and abroad. If workers are going to be remote, the thinking seems to go, why not get the cheapest workers available? I said this was going to happen. It had been happening. It's happening more and more. They're just going to go, you know what? If everybody wants to be remote, I can go get someone who works around the world while we're all sleeping. They're getting the job done, and I'm paying them a fraction of what I pay an American worker. This is already happening. We have people bragging about it. The president of the Society of Human Resource Management, they are the association in human resources in America. I forget what his last name is. Maybe Johnny Smith or Johnny Jones. It doesn't matter. This guy's bragging in the Wall Street Journal about a woman who said, I want to go full-time remote. I don't want to work in the office. And he thought to himself after he left the meeting, you know what? If she wants to work remote, she can work for somebody else. I'm going to ship her job overseas. And he did, and he bragged about it. No, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying this is happening, and it's common sense. Why wouldn't business leaders do it? You may not agree with the fact that they can get the same quality of work done, but I think that's debatable. I mean, you're assuming that there aren't bright people around the world. If you can work remote, why can't they? Anytime I say this, by the way, people come after me on social media. Well, you could try that all you want to. You're not going to get the same quality work. That's a generalization. That might be a little bit of prejudice for some of you woke snowflakes out there. Some of the people saying this are the most snowflakey, wokey people out there. And you're discriminating against someone who works around the world? How dare you? See what I did there? Fewer full-time jobs means fewer costly benefits. So on paper, here's what a lot of executives are thinking. Healthcare benefits, pensions, on-the-job training, that steady paycheck. We could save a dime or two. So it seems like a good money decision for leaders. Is it? Well, the data right now, 5 straight months in a row from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, says that productivity in America continues to drop and it's at an all-time low. So executives who think, you know what? We're going to just go less full-time employee positions and we're going to do a contractor here, part-time there. We're going to save a buck or two by farming out this work to people that aren't full-time and aren't in the office full-time. We're going to save a buck or two. That's good business. I don't think it is. And I think the productivity numbers are the evidence as to why I don't think this is the right strategy. Will you save some money initially? Yes. But I think what happens is when you don't have a workforce, a real team, a cohesive unit working on a shared mission, productivity drops. Productivity drops because collaboration drops. And the productivity numbers are going to lead to lower profitability. When productivity drops, profitability is right behind it. That's just a fact. So I think it's going to take some really gutsy, gritty, positive, vision-casting leaders to step into this current trend of everybody wanting to work remote or work hybrid and not be in the office. I think it's going to take leaders to say, you know what? Here's the vision of this organization. Here's where we're going. Here's why we're going there. And here's how we're going to treat you. And we're not going to try to draw you into the office with respite rooms where you can have a quiet moment when you're stressed out. That's just all Band-Aid, gobbledygook symptom-based leading. So you know what? You're not going to burn out here because our leaders aren't going to be burned out, and thus they're going to make sure that you aren't burned out. And we're going to create a culture where we are a team and we care for each other, and everybody is in tune with their leader, and the leader's in tune with them. And we know when something's going crazy in your personal life, and so we're going to step in and we're going to support you. And you're not going to let your personal life, when things are struggling there, impact you in your work life, because we're going to care for you. We're going to support you. We're going to come alongside of you. And then we're going to give you the tools and the resources and the training you need in your work life so that you aren't stressed. We're going to communicate effectively. We're going to treat you not like a unit of production, but we're going to treat you like a person. So what's driving this change? Is it workers or leaders? What's driving this? This idea of we're going to go for more gig workers because people want to work from home. Who's driving it? McKinsey estimates that independent workers, a category that includes gig, contract, freelance, and temporary workers, now make up 36% of the workforce. That's up from 27% just 7 years ago. Gusto, a payroll platform for small businesses, says the average company retains, these are small businesses, retains one contractor for every 5 employees. That's jumped 63% since 2019. So are employees being forced into independent work because they can't find full-time jobs, or are they opting for gig work because they prefer it? It's the latter. The data shows it's the latter. People like the flexibility. They like the contracting, the freelance, or temporary jobs. Whether or not it gives them freedom or not, it feels like freedom. And don't mistake this. It's not a political statement, but if you want to know what makes the world go round and where all human tension starts, it starts with when a human doesn't feel free. You understand human behavior at its forget philosophy, forget psychology, forget psychiatry, forget politics, forget religion, all this stuff. You want to know what's going on? Our Creator created us to have a free will, and freedom is at the core of all human tension in any place. So, one detail that concerns me in McKinsey survey, in 2016, 14% of respondents said they took contract, freelance, or temporary work mainly out of necessity to support basic family needs. In 2022, that jumped to 26%. Why? The answer lies in the credit card data. Credit card debt at an all-time high. People are taking gig work, extra work, because they're not managing their money well. It's that simple. Listen, when you manage your money well, guess what happens? You get margin. When you get margin with your money, guess what happens? You feel more free. When you feel more free, guess what happens? You feel more peace. You can take control of your future if you're one of those people. Get control of your money, find more margin, find more peace. Watch everything else in your life get better.